All right, let's just jump right into a question that's going to define, well, everything. If an AI eventually knows all the answers, what's the actual point of school? Why learn anything at all?
Okay, so to even start to wrap our heads around that, we first have to understand this tidal wave of AI that's on its way. It's not just one big thing. Think of it more like a three-act play that's going to completely reshape our world.
So here's a rough roadmap of what we're looking at. Right now, and probably up until about 2030, we're living in the age of ANI, or artificial narrow intelligence. This is the specialized AI we see today, the stuff that's good at one or two things. But then, starting around 2030, things get really interesting. We could see the dawn of AGI, that's artificial general intelligence, AI with the same level of smarts as a human. And then, maybe after 2040, the game completely changes with ASI, artificial superintelligence. We're talking about an intelligence so far beyond ours, it's hard to even imagine. And that, right there, brings us to the absolute core of this whole conversation. I mean, think about it. If a machine, an ASI, has every single correct answer to any question you could ever ask, then what is the point of us learning anything? What's our role in all of this? Well, the answer, it seems, lies in a complete 180-degree flip of what we think education is for. Because when knowledge becomes basically free and instant, the goal of learning shifts from what you know to who you are. You know, this isn't some brand new futuristic idea. There's this German concept called Bildung, and it's been around forever. The whole point of it is that education isn't just about cramming your head with facts to get a job. No, it's about shaping your character, your mind, your very humanity. It's about building a meaningful life. And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. The whole focus of education is going to pivot. We're moving away from asking, what do you know, and starting to ask, who are you? It's a huge shift from the outside world of facts to the inner world of your values, your passions, your purpose. It's a move from knowing to being. So, how do you even begin to answer a question like, who are you? Well, you start by asking yourself these kinds of things. What moves you? What do you find breathtakingly beautiful? What is so important to you that you dedicate your life to it? This is the new homework, a journey to find your own true north.
Okay, so this whole idea of finding your true north is great, but how do we actually do that? How do we build a school system around it? Well, it turns out the whole thing is built on three pillars, three deeply human experiences that an AI, no matter how smart, just can't touch.
So here they are: aesthetic education, dialogue and inquiry, and physical experience. These are the absolute cornerstones for education in an ASI world. A world that, let's be honest, is going to be overflowing with answers, but probably starving for real meaning. Let's break each one down.
First up, aesthetic education. This is all about training our senses to see, to feel the world in a way a computer just can't. You know, that feeling of awe when you see an incredible sunset or getting lost in the words of a poem. It's about building our emotional toolkit. Pillar number 2, dialogue and inquiry. Look, when an ASI can give you the optimal answer in a nanosecond, our job isn't to find answers anymore. It's to ask better questions. It's about having those deep conversations that generate real meaning. Imagine an ASI spits out the most efficient plan for a new city. Our role is to step in and ask, okay, that's efficient, but will people actually be happy living here? We become the guardians of what it means to be human.
And finally, pillar 3, physical experience. I mean, in a world that's becoming more and more digital, more virtual, we've got to stay grounded in the real world. That feeling of dirt under your fingernails from gardening, or the way your body just knows how to play an instrument after years of practice. You can't download that kind of confidence. It anchors us. Now, obviously, a shift this massive isn't going to happen in a vacuum. It's going to completely shake up society, change what we value, and yeah, it's going to create some new kinds of inequality that we really need to get ahead of. So get this, the new gap between the haves and have-nots isn't going to be about who has access to information. That'll be everywhere. No, the new divide is going to be a meaning gap. It'll be between the people who have learned how to find purpose and build a meaningful life, and those who are just lost in an ocean of data. And this chart, it just nails the difference, doesn't it? We're moving from a system that obsesses over test scores and GPAs to one that values a person's sensibility, their curiosity, their ability to ask a great question. Teachers aren't just lecturers anymore. They're mentors, fellow travelers on the journey. And the classroom? The classroom is everywhere. And this totally blows up the whole idea of a career path. The idea that you finish your education at 22 and then just work, that's gone. Instead, we'll spend our lives building what you could call a portfolio of purpose, a living collection of our projects, our explorations, and the ways we've contributed to the world.
So, what's the endgame here? It's a future where learning and living become the exact same thing. Education won't be a phase you go through, it's going to be the very process of living a full, meaningful life.
You know, it's funny. The philosopher John Dewey hit the nail on the head 100 years ago. He said, education is not preparation for life, education is life itself. It feels like we're finally catching up to his vision.
So, if you take away just one thing from all this, let it be this. In a world where knowledge is cheap, where it's a commodity, the single most valuable asset you have is your own unique, messy, beautiful human story. Your perspective, your passions, what you've been through. An AI can never, ever replicate that. That is your superpower. So we'll leave you with this thought. In this new world, your life is your great work of art. The question is, how are you going to write your story?